day begins with weighing out our grains for the grain bill, depending on the style of beer that we're brewing. From there, we run the grains through the mill where they're crushed to a certain size, not like a fine powder, but a nice, heavily kind of. They're then transferred up to the mash tun where they're hydrated and then allowed to steep for about an hour at 150 degrees. That starts the conversion of the sugars in the grains into something usable for the yeast. There are enzymes in the grains that start breaking up complex sugars into simple sugars. Once we've attained a certain concentration of sugars, we then move that wort over to the boil kettle. We rinse the grains also just to get and extract as much of the wort, the sugars as we can get. Once we've achieved the level in our boil kettle, we can stop that process, bring the wort up to boil. We then start adding hops and different flavorings. That process, again, usually takes about an hour. That helps concentrate the sugars, prepare the beer, get proteins to come out of the liquid. Once that's complete, we then run it through a chiller, cool the beer to about 70 degrees as we transfer it over to the fermentation vessel where we've got our yeast, add a little bit of oxygen, start the fermentation at that point, about 70 degrees, and we let it run for up to a week. Once that's done, we then drop the temperature of the fermentation vessel to about 34 degrees, which helps drop the yeast up to suspension. Once we've achieved that, we then transfer it to the bright tank, where we do our carbonation and final clarification. After about 2 days there, generally, we'll then take it off and send it out for sale.